If you are thinking about adding grab bars, a wheelchair ramp, a walk-in tub, or wider doorways to your home, there is a federal tax credit that could help reduce your tax bill. It is called the Home Accessibility Tax Credit, also known as the HATC. You can claim up to $20,000 in eligible expenses each year. But most Canadian seniors do not realize what actually qualifies, and there is a big change coming in 2026 that you really need to know about. Let's make retirement a little smarter. First, let's be clear about one thing. The HATC is a non-refundable tax credit. That means it can reduce the federal tax you owe, but it is not a cash payment. If you do not owe any tax, you will not receive money back from this credit. So, the value of the HATC depends on your tax situation. Still, for many Canadian seniors with taxable income, this credit can mean meaningful tax savings every year. So who qualifies? The CRA looks at two people. First, the qualifying individual. This is the person living in the home that needs accessibility improvements. To be a qualifying individual, you must be 65 or older by the end of the tax year, or you must be eligible for the disability tax credit at any time during the year. Second, the eligible individual. This is the person actually claiming the credit on their tax return. This can be the qualifying individual themselves, their spouse or common law partner, or certain close family members, if CRA rules are met. Now let's get to the part everyone wants to know. What renovations actually qualify? The CRA says the renovation must be permanent and built into the home. In other words, it can't just be a temporary item you buy and remove later. It must also do one of two things. It must allow the qualifying individual to access, move around, or function within the home. Or it must reduce the risk of harm to the qualifying individual within the home or in getting to the home. So what does that actually mean in real life? It could mean grab bars, wheelchair ramps, walk-in tubs or showers, stair lifts, or wider doorways. These are typical examples that may qualify if all CRA conditions are met. But not every home improvement counts. What does not qualify? Routine repairs and maintenance usually do not qualify. The same goes for household appliances, electronic entertainment devices, housekeeping, security services, and gardening. And if a renovation is done mainly to increase your home's value, it usually does not qualify either. Here's one more thing to know. If you pay a family member or another related person to do the work, you usually cannot claim that cost. It may qualify only if they are registered with the CRA for GST or HST purposes, and all other CRA conditions are met. If you do the work yourself, you cannot claim the value of your own labor or your own tools. But you may still be able to claim eligible materials, fixtures, equipment rentals, building plans, and permits. And before you claim anything, there is one important 2026 update you need to know. For tax years up to and including 2025, some accessibility renovation expenses could be claimed under both credits if they also qualified as medical expenses. That means some seniors could use the same eligible expense for both the medical expense tax credit and the home accessibility tax credit. But starting with the 2026 tax year, that changes. The same expense can no longer be claimed under both credits. You may need to choose which credit to use for that expense, based on your situation. So if you are planning major accessibility work, the year you complete and pay for the renovation can matter. To claim the HATC, use the line 31285 chart in your federal worksheet. Then enter the result on line 31285 of your federal tax return. Keep your receipts, invoices, and contracts for at least 6 years in case the CRA asks for proof. And make sure your documents clearly show the contractor's name, address, GST or HST registration number, the work done, and proof of payment. Here's the bottom line. The Home Accessibility Tax Credit lets you claim up to $20,000 in eligible expenses each year for renovations that improve safety and accessibility. It can apply for a senior 65 or older, or an adult eligible for the disability tax credit. But it is non-refundable. That means it can reduce your federal tax, but it does not provide cashback. Starting in 2026, you can no longer claim the same expense under both the medical expense tax credit and the home accessibility tax credit. So plan carefully, keep your documents, and use the line 31,285 chart in your federal worksheet when you claim it on your tax return. For questions about this credit, call the CRA at 1-800-959-8281. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps more seniors find this information. Subscribe to Wise Senior Canada so you never miss an update, and if you have questions or comments, drop them below. See you in the next video.